Diamondbacks and the Dodgers. Zach Davies going for the Diamondbacks. Walker Buehler back on the hill for the Dodgers today. And the Dodgers, huge favorite, 275. And the total is 8 in this one. And we've seen the Dodgers put this nice little roll together ever since Philadelphia left town. And the Dodgers had that come from behind victory on Sunday. They've won 4 straight now. And then we always talked about the Diamondbacks. Hey, this team's got to come back to earth. You know, they're really not that good. Don't like their pitching. Don't like their offense at all. Well, now they've lost 5 in a row. So I guess the cure for the Dodgers here is seeing the Diamondbacks. And it looks like BaseWinner is going to say, hey, I'm going to keep riding this streak here. So BaseWinner, give us some thoughts here on Dodgers Diamondbacks.
Yeah, even though Arizona's lost 3 in a row, they're still tied for the luckiest team in baseball based on my implied standings. And their weighted runs created plus 85, xFIP minus 112. And I could gush over how good the bullpen is for the Dodgers and how lousy it is for the Diamondbacks, because I have before on this show. But I think I want to, for purposes of explaining the parlay and what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. So I'm going to put this game, I'm going to play the Dodgers minus 275, and I'm going to play the Marlins minus 200 in a parlay. And just to kind of explain, and I won't get into it too much because it can kind of get dry, but just to kind of explain how I create probabilities is I project runs for each team, and then I put it into a Davenport formula to give me my money line. So for this particular game, I've got the Dodgers at 6.06 runs and the Diamondbacks at 2.84 for all the reasons that I could really go into gory detail over. But so that projects for my line, it projects to minus 405. So I'm getting sorry, I'm kind of got distracted here. Sorry. Okay, I'm getting on minus 275 odds. My projection is 80.5% from a percentage standpoint. The minus 275 is a 73% chance from a percentage standpoint. And then with the Marlins game, I'm getting a little bit of value. It's not as much. It's like I got it at minus 206, which is 67%. It's priced at minus 200, which is 66%. But when you put it together in a parlay, what I'm getting paid on the parlay by betting it is plus 105. So that equates to a 49% probability chance. And I put the two probabilities that I have based on my BaseWinner line, 67% chance for the Marlins, 80% chance for the Dodgers, and that gives me a 54% chance to hit that parlay. So what I'm saying based on my numbers, I'm going to hit this parlay 54% of the time, and it should be priced at minus 118. I'm getting 105, so I've got a 6% edge, roughly a 5% edge, sorry, in that parlay projection. And so that's why I'm playing the Marlins and the Dodgers in a parlay. All my numbers put together, all my probabilities put together, and I get value on the parlay. Now, one of the reasons I want to play the parlays, and I don't think we should ban parlays from this show, is because it's really good from a risk mitigation standpoint. So you only have to risk a unit, and if I had to risk this, separately, I'd be risking 4.75 units. So whether you're investing in the stock market, in football, baseball, basketball, whatever, risk mitigation, capital, retaining your capital is a very important concept. And this ability to do this with playing a parlay where I have an advantage from a math standpoint, that's why I like doing this. And that's why I'm doing it with this particular game with the Dodgers and the Marlins.
Yeah. And again, like we said, and I back that theory. As far as if you have two heavy favorites, and again, if you like them equally, go ahead and put it in that way. Like you said, from a risk management standpoint, it makes sense. And you're turning, two heavy favorites basically into an even money proposition or slightly plus money. So again, I probably won't go to the extreme of giving them out on the show, but I agree with what you're saying because I will play that myself in a certain way. So I get that. Jeff, some thoughts on this game?
Yeah, so I actually played the over here at 8. It's up to 8.5. I'm not going to recommend that we play here on the show, but I did play a little bit of over here. Look, obviously the Dodgers offense is very good. I want to kind of shed some light quickly. You look at the run line for the Dodgers this year. 21 of their 24 wins have been by more than 2 runs. Now, interestingly enough, they had 18 straight wins to start the season by 2 or more runs. It was the last 3 games where they've only won by 1 run apiece. Interesting, kind of weird, but they've been dominant on the run line. They're going to score 5 or 6 runs here. Question is, can Arizona score a few? They had a couple of last night. They had 2 runs in the first inning and only scored 1 the rest of the game. I think they had a couple solo shots. I will say this about Walker Buehler. Okay, if there is a knock on Walker Buehler, he has not been particularly good at home to start the season. You're looking in 4 games at home. Opponent's written 326 off Walker Buehler. He's got a whip of 1.65. Hasn't been great. It's been okay. Not terrible. He's been really good away, which is good. But I think if there's a shot to get it in, maybe it's today. But the problem I have with the Diamondbacks is I don't know that I ever think they're going to score more than 2 or 3 runs at most. I kind of took a little over money. I think this could be like a 7-3 type of game, 6-3, something like that, maybe 7-2. I'm gonna bank on maybe a run line, maybe an over here. It's hard to not play Dodger run lines and overs, quite frankly.
Right. All right. So BaseWinner is going to be involved in this Dodger game in a parlay, like I said, with Miami. And so we'll touch that at the end of the best bet. So first leg of the parlay, Dodgers.
I want to say one thing about the Dodgers. If you guys are Dodgers fans, go to YouTube and watch the last part of that Dodgers St. Louis wild card game. It was unbelievable. I don't know. It came up on my YouTube today, and the celebration. Chris Taylor hits a home run, walk off. It was incredible. I mean, if you're a Dodger fan or you're betting the Dodgers, go watch that. I'll get you pumped up.
I'll tell you what's frustrating. You guys talk about run lines here real quick. The last 2 days where the Dodgers have won by 1 run is frustrated a lot of bettors that I personally know because they bet the Dodgers on the run line. And especially, I don't know if you saw the way this thing ended where they purposely balked over a runner to third yesterday, basically to kind of set up a double play to end. And there were a lot of people here in sports books that were crazy because the Dodgers had that 7-5 lead, basically intentionally balked over a run, which I've never seen before. Final score 7-6, and the same thing, get a late run in the 9th inning the day before. So the last 2 days, the Dodgers have not covered the run line because of just giving up a meaningless run that they didn't care about. And again, part of the problem about the run line, when you only get to bat 8 times, a little crazy.
That's wild that they intentionally balked him over. I guess because it went from second to third, right?
Yes.
And so I guess they didn't want the guy getting in the way of the shortstop making a ground ball read.
It was just insane.
Yeah.
Same thing long term, you're making money if you back that the whole year. I mean, and I think that could be just you play Dodger run line every game. You'll make money.
Yeah, and we talked about that if you remember last week when I went through all the the Yankees and the Dodgers and the Angels, how profitable they've been on the run line. So
let me tell you something real quick before we move on. I mean, you look at Arizona or you look at the Dodgers coming up. Got one more today against Arizona. Have some revenge games against Philly. Then they get Washington. Get 4 against Arizona. And 3 against Pittsburgh. Let me tell you something. Okay, I'm gonna put this edict out right now from Nadu. From now until July or June 1st, I'm going to play a Dodger run line every game. Let's see how we do.
It is.
I mean, there's a lot of bad teams there.
Yeah,
Arizona, Pittsburgh, Washington.
You're right. I mean, they're going to get hot. I mean, they're starting to get hot. And